Karen Carpenter, part of the iconic sibling duo The Carpenters, was a musical legend whose warm, soulful voice charmed audiences around the world. Nevertheless, beneath her fame lay a profound struggle with anorexia, a condition that was not widely understood at the time. Caught in a relentless cycle of self-doubt, Karen faced immense pressure to conform to an idealized image, compounded by the complexities of her relationships with family and friends. As her health deteriorated, she became increasingly isolated, battling her demons in silence. Her tragic passing, discovered by her estranged mother, sent shockwaves through the music community and beyond. This heart-wrenching moment not only marked the end of a brilliant career, but also highlighted the hidden battles many face, reminding us that even those who seem to shine the brightest can be enveloped by darkness. Karen's legacy lives on, symbolizing both her immense talent and the struggles she overcame, offering a bittersweet reflection on the cost of fame and societal expectations. Karen Carpenter was born on March 2, 1950, in New Haven, Connecticut, to Harold and Agnes Carpenter. Her father had an international upbringing in China and England, which shaped his perspective. This diverse background may have influenced how he navigated family dynamics. In contrast, Agnes embodied the traditional roles expected of women during the mid-20th century, which often centered on homemaking and family care. Growing up with her older brother Richard, Karen was exposed to his musical talents from a young age. Richard's abilities shone brightly, attracting the admiration of their family, particularly their mother, Agnes, who openly favored him. This dynamic contributed to a complex emotional landscape for Karen, who struggled for attention and validation in her formative years. Despite this, she cultivated her own passion for music and dancing, setting her on a path toward stardom. The seemingly supportive environment at home hid underlying challenges, particularly emotional disconnect, especially with her mother, which would later play a significant role in her life. The contrast between her devotion to her artistic pursuits and the unequal attention she received illustrates the nuanced relationships within her family. The Carpenter family relocated to Downey, Los Angeles, when Karen was 13, a decision driven by Harold's job opportunity and a desire to support Richard's burgeoning musical career. This move significantly transformed Karen's life, opening doors to an array of opportunities that played a crucial role in shaping her future. As a teenager, she delved into the world of music and dance, taking ballet and tap lessons that helped develop her natural rhythm and deep love for performance. These experiences not only enriched her artistic talents, but also instilled a sense of confidence in her abilities. While initially overshadowed by her brother Richard's growing successes, Karen's unique musical gifts began to emerge. Her voice, characterized by its warm tone and emotive quality, soon captivated audiences and redefined her role within the family. As the dynamic shifted, Karen's contributions became essential to their musical ambitions, leading the duo to carve out a distinctive place in the music world. The time spent in Los Angeles proved vital, allowing the siblings to explore their creativity and build a legacy that would resonate for generations to come. Karen Carpenter's journey into music began during her school years when she joined the school band. Initially given a glockenspiel, she felt little connection to the instrument and soon set her sights on the drums, inspired by drumming icons like Ringo Starr. With the encouragement of a close friend, Frankie Chavez, Karen convinced her parents to buy her a drum set, which was rare for girls at the time. Her determination to play the drums was extraordinary. She practiced diligently, quickly mastering complex rhythms with effortless skill. This passion for percussion led her to form her first band with high school friends, where she could showcase her talent and share her love for music. Eventually, she joined forces with her brother in the Dick Carpenter Trio. This collaboration was pivotal, laying the foundation for their professional music careers. Through hard work and natural talent, Karen Carpenter established herself as a remarkable musician, setting the stage for future successes that would follow in her life. During an audition arranged by bassist Joe Osborne, Karen's extraordinary vocal talent was discovered in a remarkable and unexpected way. Initially, she was focused on her skills as a drummer, showcasing her rhythmic abilities. However, as she began to sing, her voice captivated everyone present. Joe Osborne was particularly impressed and saw potential in her talent. Recognizing her unique gift, he signed her to his label, paving the way for a transformative moment in her career. This event marked the beginning of a new chapter, where Karen transitioned from being a talented drummer to taking on the role of lead vocalist for the Carpenters. Her ability to deliver heartfelt performances, combined with her distinctive warm tone, added a rich layer to the duo's music. Alongside her brother Richard, whose compositional skills brilliantly complemented her voice, they created a synergy that set them apart in the music industry. Together, they forged a sound that resonated with countless fans, blending emotional depth with melodic beauty and leaving a lasting impact on popular music. The Carpenters' rise to fame was meteoric, marked by a series of chart-topping hits like We've Only Just Begun, Yesterday Once More, and Top of the World. Their music, characterized by lush harmonies and heartfelt lyrics, resonated deeply with audiences. Karen's voice, often described as angelic, became synonymous with their success, while Richard's arrangements showcased their shared musical genius. They began their journey in the late 1960s, quickly capturing the hearts of listeners with their unique sound that blended pop and soft rock. The songs delved into themes of love, hope, and longing, often reflecting the emotional landscapes of their fans. Despite their wholesome image, there was a deeper complexity in their lyrics that spoke to universal experiences. As Karen became more recognized, her preferences as a performer began to shift, moving from her role behind the drums to the spotlight as the band's lead vocalist. This transition highlighted not only her incredible talent, but also the dynamic between her and Richard, which shaped their distinct musical identity. As they continued to produce hits, their popularity soared, and they gained prominence on various music charts, establishing themselves as one of the defining musical acts of the 1970s. Their legacy endures through timeless melodies that evoke nostalgia and connection. Karen Carpenter's struggles with self-image were deeply rooted in societal expectations and personal insecurities. From her teenage years, she became preoccupied with her appearance, adhering to strict diets to maintain a slender figure. This insecurity was exacerbated by the pressures of fame and the public scrutiny of her physical appearance. Despite the accolades and adoration, Karen's internal battles intensified after seeing an unflattering photograph of herself, which triggered an obsession with weight loss. Her journey into extreme dieting, over-exercising, and later the use of dangerous methods like laxatives and thyroid medication highlighted the devastating effects of anorexia nervosa. Friends and family expressed concern as her health deteriorated, but the powerful grip of her eating disorder made it difficult for her to seek help. This ongoing struggle not only affected her body, but also took a toll on her mental well-being, as she became trapped in a cycle of denial and despair. The juxtaposition of her public persona and private anguish painted a tragic portrait of a woman who, despite her talent and success, felt unworthy and consumed by an unattainable ideal. Karen's personal life was fraught with challenges that mirrored her struggles with self-worth. Her marriage to real estate agent Thomas James Burris, though initially promising, quickly turned toxic due to financial exploitation and emotional neglect. Burris's revelation that he had undergone a vasectomy, preventing Karen from fulfilling her dream of motherhood, was a devastating blow. This news shattered her hopes of creating the family she longed for, adding to her feelings of inadequacy. At the same time, her career, despite its successes, could not shield her from the emotional turbulence surrounding her. Despite these challenges, Karen remained hopeful, continually seeking stability and love in her turbulent world. However, her resilience was often undermined by those closest to her, including her mother. The lack of emotional support from her mother during pivotal moments further alienated Karen, intensifying her feelings of isolation and despair. As she navigated the complexities of her personal struggles, Karen's ongoing fight to maintain her peace and sense of self highlighted the profound difficulties she faced in her life, leaving her caught in a cycle of yearning for acceptance and understanding. Karen Carpenter's attempt to establish a solo career was a bold yet fraught endeavor. Collaborating with esteemed producer Phil Ramone, Karen recorded songs that showcased a more mature, contemporary sound. This shift away from her established style faced criticism from her family, particularly Richard, whose disapproval dealt a crushing blow to Karen's confidence. The tension between her desire for artistic growth and her family's expectations created a difficult emotional landscape for her. The atmosphere of pressure intensified, as the Carpenters' brand had become synonymous with their harmonious sound, leaving little room for personal experimentation. Despite her undeniable talent, the solo album was ultimately shelved, which left Karen feeling disillusioned. This chapter of her life highlighted the creative constraints that came with her family's legacy. As she struggled to carve out her individual identity, it became apparent that the weight of familial expectations loomed large over her artistic aspirations. The complexity of her situation reflects the broader challenges many artists face when trying to break free from their established personas. As her battle with anorexia nervosa intensified, Karen's health rapidly deteriorated. By the mid-1970s, her weight had plummeted alarmingly, drawing concern from both fans and industry insiders. This alarming change led to increasing speculation and worry. Karen employed various methods to conceal her condition, notably wearing multiple layers of clothing, which highlighted the depth of her denial and the stigma surrounding eating disorders during that era. Despite occasional attempts to seek help, her reliance on harmful habits persisted. She became dependent on laxatives and extreme calorie restriction. The physical toll of her condition was evident, yet she continued to tour relentlessly, further exacerbating the situation. The combination of her deteriorating health and the pressures of her career painted a harrowing picture of her struggles, leaving those who followed her journey profoundly concerned about her well-being. In a last-ditch effort to address Karen's health, her therapist organized a family therapy session, hoping to foster understanding and support. The meeting revealed deep-seated familial dysfunction that had long affected Karen's well-being. Central to this was her strained relationship with her mother Agnes, who often dismissed the severity of Karen's condition, contributing to her feelings of isolation and despair. The atmosphere during the session was tense, with an air of unresolved issues lingering in the room. Karen's heartfelt apology reflected her desire for connection and healing, but her mother's cold response starkly underscored the lack of emotional warmth in their relationship. Karen's yearning for acknowledgement and support clashed with Agnes's indifference, highlighting the chasm that had formed over the years. These dynamics not only exacerbated Karen's struggles, but also emphasized the challenges of addressing mental health issues within a family resistant to introspection. This session became a painful illustration of how deeply rooted emotional conflicts can hinder recovery, serving as a reminder of the difficulty many face in seeking help amid familial expectations and denial. In late 1982, after being hospitalized due to severe dehydration, Karen Carpenter went through a brief period of recovery that seemed promising to those around her. Undergoing intravenous feeding and receiving structured care, she managed to regain some weight, which sparked a sense of optimism about her future. Friends and family noted a renewed energy in her as she began to embrace social activities and express excitement about upcoming musical projects. It appeared that Karen was finding joy and a sense of purpose again, which brought relief to her loved ones. Nevertheless, her decision to leave treatment before completing the program raised alarms among those who cared for her. Although she looked healthier on the outside, the deep-rooted issues that had troubled her for years remained unresolved. Those closest to her were left wondering about the sustainability of her recovery and whether she could truly maintain her newfound positivity in the face of ongoing struggles. Karen Carpenter's life was marked by a dazzling musical career that captivated fans, yet it was overshadowed by her private suffering. She became famous with her brother, Richard, and together they created timeless hits that showcased her exceptional voice and heartfelt lyrics. Despite her success, Karen faced intense pressure to maintain an ideal image, leaving her to battle feelings of inadequacy. This struggle deepened as she dealt with anorexia, a disease that was not well understood during her time. Her public persona clashed with the reality of her health, creating a painful disconnect. As her condition worsened, she found herself increasingly isolated, struggling in silence against overwhelming odds. The day her mother discovered her lifeless body was not only a personal tragedy, but also a moment that reverberated throughout the music industry. Karen's death brought to light the hidden crises faced by many, offering a somber reminder of the often unseen struggles behind fame. Today, her memory endures, representing both the beauty of her art and the tragic consequences of societal expectations.